Hello, my Maybays. What's good? What's poppin'? What's Gucci? Alright, so this video, as you guys can see, is my story on how I had scoliosis. At this moment, I say had because I've gone through a major surgery, and for me, my life has changed for the better. A lot of people know I have scoliosis. They just don't know what happened. They could see a long scar down my back. But I don't really tell people exactly what happened because I don't want to seem like a charity case, or I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because honestly, although I had the surgery, I wouldn't want anything more than that. I feel like that kind of gave me a advantage on struggles in life at a very young age. But we're going to go ahead and go more into that. So, let's just start from the beginning. I was 9-10, and my grandma saw that I had a shoulder blade kind of sticking out really far. I'm already skinny, as you guys can see. You know, my bones are showing, popping. It's good. I'm really skinny. But she was like, no, something's really wrong. Your shoulder blades have never looked like this before. So, she told my mom to take me to the doctors. So my mom takes me to the doctors for a physical. And during the physical, they check your spine and everything. And the doctor had a medical student with him, training. And they both said everything was fine. He checked my back. It was a quick glance. Everything was fine. He referred me to a physical therapist, though. And that physical therapy, working on my shoulder, doing, shoulder rotations and kind of just really working out the muscle, he noticed that I had scoliosis. And that was really sad to me when the doctor couldn't see that during a physical, but the physical therapist could see it without even looking at my back. So he sent me to a specialist. The specialist then took a look at my back. We did the x-rays, the whole nine, and I had a really severe case of scoliosis, to where, you know how other people can have a back brace and everything's good, everything's fine and dandy and you're good to go. Me, I couldn't. I didn't have that advantage. Sadly, I did have to go under surgery, and it had to be quick because I had stopped eating. I had stopped wanting to be really happy. I just wasn't myself anymore, and this is in 6th grade. So it's really sad when a 6th grader is just not herself anymore. She's loving, kind, always playful, always wanted to do things, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. And unfortunately, the surgery had to happen quickly because I had stopped eating. For my spine was kind of curved like an S with a little loop-de-loop at the end, and it was crushing my stomach, and it just didn't make me want to eat anymore. I wasn't hungry, or I could eat maybe a bite or two of food and I would just be full, which also did not help my size because I wasn't eating. So then we go on. In January of 2011, I believe, towards the end, January, February, I underwent the first real doctor's visit I've ever had. During this process, you have to wash your body and your back, and just make sure everything is, clean and sterile. I had a disorder where they can test it through your nose if your body is prone to quick infections, and I was one of those candidates, unfortunately. So I did have to make sure I took certain medicines for that as well, and made sure that my back and everything was sterile on me so I wouldn't catch that infection after the surgery. Another thing that kind of happened, since I wasn't eating and I wasn't getting the nutrients that I needed, my hair started to fall out. And my mom, at that age, I could do my own hair and get dressed by myself, but because of the whole back issue, I really needed help from my mom and her doing my hair just clumps, just falling into her hands. And she took it to the doctors, and they were just like, she doesn't have enough of nutrients. We tried the Ensure drinks, we tried a whole lot of things, but nothing really ever worked. So we just decided to keep my hair braided, keep it up, just, make sure that's at least healthy. And then once the surgery came about, I was still really sad. I did not want to undergo the surgery, but it was kind of life or death. And on top of that, the surgery is life or death as well, especially for someone as small as me. If I lose a lot of blood, that's it. So during the surgery, I went ahead and you go in, they admit you. My whole family was there, luckily, for me. But you go in, they admit you, get you all set up. The crew was really nice to me. All the nurses were really, really sweet. I've met with the doctors, the anesthesiologist. That was a really hard word for me to say. I met with them, and everybody was really, really sweet. So I went ahead and we started. I said goodbye to my family. I went into the OR, and one thing that I could say is surprisingly, they played music to put me to sleep. They did play Beyonce, Girls Run the World. I was like, okay. But they did play music for me when I went in. And normally they would have you count down. They did not have me count down whatsoever. They were like, hey, what music do you like? Your mom said you like Beyonce. And I was like, yeah, I do like Beyonce. And within that time, all I heard was Girls Rule the World. I was out. So the surgery took 8 to 10 hours. When you're done, my face was puffer fish, just puffy. I had a thing on my finger to say, my pulse is good. My mom called me ET because how I looked. I had big head, small body, a red finger. The little light was on my finger, I guess. And it was a really struggle. Not even, I want to say, a couple hours after the surgery, they make you walk. And it's like you have to relearn how to walk all over again. So that was a real struggle for me. Especially I was 10 at this point. I didn't know what to do. I was like, why are you waking me up? I had tricked my mom into giving me water probably 30 minutes before this, and I threw up everywhere because you're not supposed to have water after major surgery, just ice chips, which, yeah, she wasn't there when they gave that instruction, and I was on drugs. That was definitely my fault. But after surgery, they make you walk. You kind of have to walk around the hospital a few times, go back to bed. I was in the hospital for about almost a week. I want to say, yeah, almost a week, just learning how to walk, having to eat, stuff like that. And after I got to go home, and I got to continue with my life, it was hard. A lot of people ask, especially middle school, you're a robot, do you have metal detectors, do they go off, and this and that. And at this point, I just get used to it when people ask me, or when they see my scar and they ask me what happened. Because it starts right at the top of my neck and it goes all the way down to my tailbone. So you can't really hide it. It did heal very well, though. It did. And I'm very blessed for that. But throughout this time and just having to have that surgery, I played golf. I know that's a shocker. Oh my gosh, you played golf. Yeah. I'm a nerd. But it's okay. I played golf, so I had to stop playing golf for a while. And I had to stop dancing. I did do praise dance with my mom. And I had to stop those two things for a little while. And it sucked. It really did suck. I'm gonna cry. Try not to cry. It sucked. It was the biggest struggle I've ever gone through. Because that was me bonding with my parents. And to me, that was I couldn't bond anymore with them. I didn't want to eat. There was a phase of depression I actually did go through that I don't even think I told people to this day. Because I'm just knowing my family. Oh my god, Jesus. Okay. Just knowing what my family went through emotionally for me was tough. It is tough seeing their little girl go into surgery. It is really, really tough. And my grandparents, I saw my grandfather cry, as I was in the hospital because I was in so much pain. And he hated to see that I was in pain. But over the years, they said I would never play golf again. Like, I'm still crying. I'll never play golf again. I will never be able to dance. Nothing. I would pretty much just be able to sit straight how I am now. Like, me slouching is me doing this. And I think it's only my shoulders. So I can't even slouch. But, yeah. To me, it made me a better person. It really did. It's been, oh gosh, how many more years? It's been, I want to say 10 years after, I don't know, I'll do my math right. 9 years, because I'm about to be 20. It's been 9 years after the surgery, and I'm back to playing golf. I'm back to dancing. I am what they said I couldn't be. And honestly, I do give that to God. And, yeah, that's my story, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope this kind of encouraged you a bit, but don't let people tell you you can't be who you want to be. So, alright guys, bye!